Hello everybody, let's do a news lesson. I was asked by a student to write a lesson about Japan's COVID restrictions on Chinese travellers. So let's get into this. You can shadow talk me. You ready? From the title. Chinese travellers angry at Japan's COVID restrictions. Let's do the vocabulary match. You need to match the words at the top with the words at the bottom. First, please repeat. To ease, patriotic, discriminatory, discriminatory, to retaliate, unilateral, unilateral, nationalistic, strike back, to relax, prejudice, and independent. Okay, I've got my pen. To ease. What do you think? What do you think? To ease? To ease is to relax. Okay, next one. Patriotic. Patriotic is nationalistic. There we go. Discriminatory. Discriminatory is prejudiced. Did you get it? To retaliate. To retaliate is to strike back. And the last one, unilateral, means independent. Okay, remember. Let's go through the article. Again, please shadow talk. Here we go. In response to China easing travel restrictions on January 8th, Japan ramped up its COVID-19 border controls for those arriving from mainland China, requiring visitors to submit certificates of negative test results for the coronavirus within 72 hours of departure. South African Manzoor Mohammed, who lives in China, said, "It is relatively easy and cheap to do a COVID test in China, so it will not affect my travel planning," he said. However, I know that many patriotic Chinese colleagues and friends will avoid those countries for now because the practice of only testing passengers arriving from China is discriminatory, he said. China retaliated on January 11th, suspending visas for visitors from Japan. Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida expressed disappointment at the decision. It is extremely regrettable that China has unilaterally implemented restrictions that seem to have nothing to do with the countermeasures against the novel coronavirus, Kishida told reporters while visiting Britain. Okay. Let's do the quiz. Number 1. Do Chinese visitors to Japan need to submit a negative PCR test result? Let's have a look. You can pause the video and answer. I'm going to tell you the answer is yes. They are required to submit certificates of negative test results within 72 hours of departure. Okay, and question 2. What does Manzoor Mohammed think patriotic Chinese tourists will do? Okay, I'm going to tell you the answer. He thinks they will avoid those countries for now because the practice of only testing passengers arriving from China is discriminatory. Okay, did you get it? Let's have a look at today's conversation. Just a second. Here we go. Please shadow talk, all right? I'm freezing. Why is it so cold all of a sudden? Wait, are you sick? Oh my God, don't move. Here, take your temperature. 38.3 degrees. Oh no, do you think it's COVID? I was so careful too. Honey, where are you? Ring, ring. Phone rings. I'm upstairs. Open all the windows, go get a PCR test and book into a hotel. I'll see you next week. Take care. All right. Let's move on to the discussion questions. Again, after I ask the question, pause the video and try to answer. Okay. Number 1. What do you think about the possibility of Chinese tourists returning to Japan? Okay, number 2. How can relations between China and Japan be improved? And number 3. How has public opinion of COVID changed in the last 3 years? 2. Excuse me. I got COVID. I had COVID. It was terrible. My throat was so sore. But I'm okay now and my family were fine too. All right. Thanks very much. Come back and we'll try another news lesson another time. Bye-bye.